What's the best way to launch or market your product in? That's what we're covering today. If you're new here, a big welcome. My name's Dan Rogers and I aim to turn the complex into simple, sharing online business strategies with you. So don't forget to subscribe. I want to jump straight in here and say this has to be social media marketing. Based on these averages here, using social media marketing, you could increase the exposure of your products by 88%, increase traffic to your listing by 79%, and boost your sales by 60%. So what's the best way to market on social media? Well, if you're like me, you dread the thought of creating content for your brand on platforms like Instagram all day. Luckily, this method I'm going to share with you today does not require any of that. In fact, we are going to be talking about how to leverage existing audiences of your ideal customers using influencer marketing. What is influencer marketing? Well, the goal of influencer marketing is to put your product in front of your ideal customers and drive them to purchase your product, which may be on Amazon. And while you can do this to launch a new product, you can also do the same to boost the sales of an existing product. And if I give you an example of influencer marketing, an extreme example would be the Onnit brand. Aubrey Marcus teamed up with Joe Rogan, and together they developed and marketed the brand. Having good products and also using Joe Rogan's reach, they managed to build a highly successful brand in one of the most competitive niches. So what are the three primary benefits of influencer marketing? Number one is, of course, sales. It's going to drive more revenue. Number two is sales velocity, particularly for those of you selling on Amazon. It's going to help you with your ranking. And number three is reviews. You're going to get more and more positive product reviews because of the relationship the influencer already has with their audience, as we'll get into more. In a nutshell, how does this work? Number one, you're going to find influencers who have an audience who's likely to buy your product. Two, you're going to get in contact with them, explain your offer, and ask whether or not they would promote your product. And on this one, this is the hardest part in my experience, even using different influencer services that connect brands and influencers, or even directly reaching out to influencers. The hardest part is actually getting them on board. But luckily, today I'm going to share with you an epic workaround for this specific thing. Thirdly here, together you and the influencer agree on the costs. Some influencers will favor product seeding. That's when you give them units for free. Others will have fixed costs. Fourth, the influencer creates the content around your product, promotes it with their audience. That audience then follows the link and purchases your product. But since these are very targeted buyers, because you can choose the influencer and their audience based on your product type, and also because this product is being endorsed by the influencer, someone that audience already trusts, generally the conversion rate is very good. Secondarily, the reviews are often more positive and you gain more reviews. Now, the first big step if you are going to do influencer marketing is to plan your goals. And your goal for this influencer campaign needs to be very clear. It may be to run a percentage of promotion on the product. It may be to give away 10 of your products to the audience that the influencer runs in a type of competition. Or it simply might be that you want the influencer to do an in-depth review of your product to let people know how it functions, its features, and give their opinion on it. But it's important you lay this out very clearly. This way you know exactly what to plan. For example, having coupon codes ready. You've already created those, or sending a certain amount of units to the influencer prior to the campaign. But do think about this one because it's going to create a lot of urgency. For example, if you have a limited percentage off, that's going to drive more conversion. More of the audience will take action. So also plan this in to your influencer launch. Next, you want to budget for the influencer launch. And this one is a tough one, but as a general guide, on average, here is what it costs for different platforms. If you promote with an influencer on Instagram, that's going to be $10 per post per 1,000 followers. So if the influencer has 10,000 followers, that would be $100. And the same numbers for YouTube, that's going to be $20 per post per 1,000 subscribers. But today I can share with you a much more surefire way to know how much this is going to cost you. I want to share with you a new launch method that ReBaid is now offering. This removes a lot of the downfalls in setting influencer campaigns up that we already went through. These are ReBaid influencer campaigns. Now, using this, you can have your product promoted on the following platforms at the following starting costs. If you promote with an influencer through Amazon Live, the starting cost for that is $100. If you do this through TikTok, then the starting cost is $300. Through Instagram, $150. And YouTube, $250. Of course, those are the starting costs, and they're going to vary based on how many followers or subscribers that influencer has. But so far, ReBaid has found the best performing campaigns have all been done through Amazon Live. Now, you already know all of the other major platforms mentioned here, but what is Amazon Live? You can find Amazon Live by opening the menu on Amazon, selecting Amazon Live under Programs and Features, and then you can choose to view what is currently live or recently live. And on the Amazon Live page, you can scroll through the currently live videos, followed by those that were recently live. So these remain here even after the stream ends. And this is a new feature whereby influencers and also brands, so you yourself could actually promote your brand through Amazon Live, are able to actually share more about their products, engage with customers in a live fashion through the Amazon Live app. Shoppers will find these live streams on the Amazon Live page, but they're also sometimes featured on the Amazon home page, as you can see here. During the live stream, products can be featured at the bottom of the screen, and the host can engage with customers using the chat feature on the right. They answer questions, provide info in real time, and that helps drive connection. And if a shopper clicks any of the products shown at the bottom, that's going to take them direct to that product's listing, as you can see here. And if you do an Amazon Live influencer campaign, here are a few extra things to consider. Using ReBaid, they have found that the average number of concurrent viewers, that's the viewers at any time on the live stream, is 100 and over. Amazon is investing a significant amount in this new advertising feature, and this is evidenced by them showing it on the homepage. And an important one is that this gives you an early mover advantage. Think about how low cost PPC, cost per click, used to be. Those who got in first had a big early mover advantage and managed to really use that program when it was cost efficient. And in the same way, Amazon Live placements today are comparable to those early PPC campaigns. Some Amazon Live videos receive over 150,000 views. And remember, it's not only during the live stream, but then it stays there after the live stream has ended. So it has a permanent place. Also, if you promote on Amazon Live through ReBaid, the influencer also puts your product within their influencer store. Here's an example of what an influencer store looks like. Once again, that gives you a permanent position in front of a warm audience, being the influencer's audience. Amazon Live placements also generate product page views, and those are going to appear on your listing permanently. So there's something that's also going to help algorithmically. Also, many of these influencers are part of the Amazon Associates program. What this means is that they can be paid by Amazon in terms of commissions. So if they sell the product they're promoting, they will earn a small commission on that sale as well. Now, the reason I think ReBaid is so beneficial in terms of this is, number one, as we said before, the hardest part is actually identifying, finding the contact details of, reaching out to, and getting the influencer to agree to do a campaign with you. Remember, they're inundated with requests, so you really need to stand out from the crowd. Secondly, if you do this alone, you're usually going to need to create your own contract between you or your company and the influencer or their company. But if you use ReBaid for this, their system takes care of all of this for you. And also, you're going to ensure you target the correct influencers, because as you set up a campaign on ReBaid, which I'm going to show you in a moment, you're going to be able to select an influencer who produces relevant content, who is on your chosen social media platform in line with your brand, and who has an audience of your ideal customers, and who has the right size in terms of their audience in line line with your budget. But if you do choose to use Rebate but through one of their other platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and not Amazon Live, just remember to ask this question: where does my ideal customer hang out online? In this way, your brand and product type is actually going to determine the platform and type of influencer you target. So how can you launch your product with a Rebate influencer campaign? First, use the link in the description to go through to Rebate. At the top of the page, click Rebate for Sellers. You'll then want to sign up and link your account to Rebate. Once you're in your dashboard, select Influencer Campaign at the top. Then choose your marketplace. Here are all of the options that you can use, but I know many of you will choose Amazon. Next, choose your channel between these options. We will use Amazon Live as an example. Next, choose your product's category from this list. Next, you're going to choose your goal. You might want to advertise a deal of an existing product, or you might be launching a brand new product. At this point, you're given influencers who match up to your product type and goal. Importantly, you can see their follower counts right on top here. Remember, the greater these are, likely the more expensive the campaign will be. If we click on this one with 118,000 followers, you can learn more about the influencer here and whether they're a good fit for your brand and goal. Below this, you can see the charges for the services that they offer in terms of promoting your product on different platforms. As you can see here, Amazon Live with this amount of followers would be $250. And once you have chosen an influencer, you can enter a link to your product here. And this must be a link to your product's listing. You then need to agree to the boxes if applicable and submit your campaign. So we've looked at the likely cost of 118,000 followers, but let's look at some larger audiences here. Let's look at 600,000 followers. As you can see, this would be $500 for the Amazon Live campaign. And if we go even bigger at 1.2 million followers, we can see that the cost for the same campaign type would be $2,500. But also keep in mind here that a smaller audience can actually be beneficial, particularly in terms of the engagement rate. As you can see here for Instagram, it actually begins to drop off after 50,000 followers. Or here, you can see the same data for YouTube. The engagement rate is much higher with under 15,000 subscribers, but then it's very steady until you pass 1 million subscribers. Or here for TikTok, where it remains very high compared to the other platforms. And while I don't have the engagement rates for the Amazon Live campaigns specifically, remember, people on Amazon are already in buying mode, so you can expect those to have higher conversion rates than any of these other platforms. So we went through the process of campaign setup. Now, once you submit the campaign, here's what happens. You're going to receive an email from a Rebate representative, and they act as the liaison between you and the influencer. The representative will also organize the shipping of a sample of one of your products to the influencer and will also schedule the streaming date. During this time, you can also raise specific product info or talking points that you really want the influencer to focus on. And your representative will be available to answer any questions during campaign setup. And once everything is set, you're going to launch your new product or promote your existing product with that influencer. And remember, a link to Rebate is right below this video. Even if you don't need this right now, I recommend you save that for when you do. But now that you understand influencer marketing, how to get your product out in front of your desired customers, check out this video about to come up in the end screen, which is going to guide you through optimizing your listing before you drive traffic to it. Before you go, please do comment below. What do you think of this, and what did you find most helpful? And if you do want to stay ahead of your competition, remember to subscribe to my channel right now. Would love to have you as part of the community here, and I will catch you in the next video.
Yeah.